anticipated motion of no confidence against Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, Athol Trollip, was unfortunately adjourned as council did not meet a quorum. That's seeing the ANC, the AIC, the EFF and the UDM walking out at the 11th hour. We saw that these party members were not happy, and I suppose that was because of the Patriotic Alliance, Mr. Marlon Daniels, citing and stating that he will not vote against the mayor. He has said that he has his reasons why. There were closed talks last night where we saw the party leaders meeting in Port Elizabeth, discussing who they would put forward as the mayor as well as the deputy mayor if Mr. Trollip was ousted. I was also told by a reliable source that the EFF and the UDM proposed that Mongameli Bobani be the mayor from the UDM, and that saw the Patriotic Alliance not agreeing, as well as several other coalition parties saying that they simply cannot allow that Mr. Bobani, who was the then deputy mayor of the Metro, stepping into such a position. But with me now, I am joined by the Patriotic Alliance, Mr. Marlon Daniels, and he's going to tell us more about the reasoning behind why. I mean, Marlon, you the one that actually brought this motion of no confidence. Why are you now standing together with the DA and not going to vote against Mr. Trollip?
I'm really pleased for this opportunity to set the record straight, because there's so much rumors going around and assumptions. Fact of the matter is that we never left the coalition. Let me first make that point clear. I was not happy in the coalition representing the Patriotic Alliance, the way things went in the coalition government. And because of me not being happy, I made it public. I've discussed it with our National Executive Committee, and I have requested that we withdraw ourselves from the coalition government. Now, the change of heart is, whilst we had the coalition partners talking to our national leadership around the issues which I have raised, which I was not pleased with within the agreement, the EFF came and insulted us. And we got an apology from the coalition partners, admitting though then, yes, there were some cracks which they have created. There were some things they did where they were not supposed to do. And when anybody comes and apologizes to you, you need to respect such a person. And those are the type of people you can work with. To date, there was no apology from the EFF coming to us apologizing for calling us unrepentant fraudsters and thugs. And me standing here with no criminal record, I cannot figure as to how they could label me and our party to be exactly that. I also know that a lot of people like to refer to my president, Gayton McKenzie, to his past history. And today is one of the most celebrated South Africans worldwide for who he turned out to be after the mistakes he has made in life, and is motivating and inspiring so many people. So I think it's thumbs up for him and thumbs up for our party. I'm happy to be associated with President Gayton McKenzie, and I cannot stand back and accept what the insults hurled at us from the EFF in particular.
Marlon, just going back a week ago, I know that the coalition sat down when you brought the motion of no confidence against the mayor, and the EFF was on board. I mean, you were the name put forward for the mayoral position should Mr. Trollip be ousted, but then we subsequently saw Mbuyiseneni Ndlozi, the spokesperson on the EFF, coming out with that statement saying that they will not support anyone from the PA that is nominated for that position. I mean, where did it all go wrong?
Yeah. It went wrong because the EFF, they had no politics in their reasoning as to why they will not support anyone from the Patriotic Alliance. The EFF was hell-bent. We had another meeting prior to that meeting last week in Braamfontein, in Summerstrand, in one of the hotels here. And in that meeting, the EFF was pushing for Mongameli Bobani to be the mayor in the event of Councillor Trollip being ousted. So they were hell-bent, come what may. Democratic processes were followed in Braamfontein last week and Tuesday, where the majority were in favour of the PA taking up the position of executive mayor in the event of the Trollip being ousted. The EFF was in that meeting. When they left that meeting, in some corridor or passage, they decided they're not going to have that. They want Bobani to be the mayor. So it resulted in all those parties who were represented in that meeting revolting against the decision of the ANC, saying that they're not adhering to democratic processes being followed. And that is what we have decided, that we're not going to go with that. Last night we had a meeting, and it was only the EFF and the UDM who were in favor of Bobani being the mayor, whilst the rest said no, let's stick to the democratic processes. And had those processes revealed that Bobani indeed is the one for the mayoral candidacy, then I don't think any of us would have had a problem. It's because they went against the processes.
Okay, and lastly, Mr. Daniels, are you not afraid that, the back and forth with bringing the motion of no confidence against Mr. Trollip and then obviously now citing that you're not going to vote against him, is it not tarnishing the reputation of the Patriotic Alliance in any way?
So it's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. Jade, the issue here is that back and forth is not good. It shows instability. But before we judge from the outside, establish why the back and the forth. I'll cite one incident. There was engagement that the northern areas of Port Elizabeth, unemployed matriculants who qualified to go to the college for Metro Police, could go there on the 9th of July. That did not take place. And I said at all costs, if that is not going to happen, I'm prepared to step back. But I cannot see the unemployment rate, and especially that of the northern areas, being where it is, very high. And our people being deprived of opportunities. You cannot be a councillor. You cannot hold office and you find yourself being the sole beneficiary of your position. And a politician at any given time must ensure that the beneficiaries of being a politician are your constituencies. And that is where one of the cracks came when I realized our people are not being considered for going to the Metro Police. So that is the reason why I'm saying, first find out the motive why the back and forth. It was in the interest of the northern areas people that have done that.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Marlon Daniels. That was Marlon Daniels, the Patriotic Alliance councillor, speaking about why he is now retracting or stating that he will not support the motion of no confidence that was supposed to be implemented today in council. We know that they did not meet a quorum. We saw the ANC, the EFF, the UDM and the AIC walk out of council. They did not meet a quorum, and the Speaker, Jonathan Lawack, said that he will notify councillors when they will have the next council meeting, possibly next week.